How are y'all doing today? For pretty obvious reasons, I am doing just fine and dandy right now. If you have not seen the Aquathlon, make sure you see the Aquathlon before continuing with this stream because I am about to spoil the results in about 5 seconds because I need to start by saying Rangers. Haha. Wow, your eardrums are bleeding. Mine too. The pressure differential. I had so much air in my lungs, all of a sudden, no air in my lungs, all going to the beautiful, the wonderful 15th letter of the alphabet. Oh, Rangers country. Let's ride. yeah, yeah. O's got the dub. That's going to help their standings. A lot of teams did not get the dub, and that has been very, very oof, ow, ouchie to their standings overall. A lot to talk about. A lot of championship implications from this uh, event. Only 3 to go. Only 3 events left in this 2022 Marble League season. What a ride it has been. Truly, let's give ourselves a round of applause for making it this far. Let's give a round of applause to any of the top 12 teams who still have a shot of making it, of actually winning this championship. A lot can happen with 3 events left, but not a lot of time for some of these teams. And for the teams who were in podium position, that might be changing by the end of the season, and a lot of the teams on the outside looking in, looking a lot better for them. Definitely, the Swarm is one of those teams. Got to be talking about them. And then, of course, the Speeders are still in the mix. So, let's get into this. With another important piece of information, Greg Woods is now 9 of 14 for talking about the Duck. We love the Duck. I wonder what's gonna happen to the Duck. Can I buy the Duck statue? Is that possible? I'd pay good money for that Duck statue. Not gonna lie. Like, honestly, truly, I would buy that Duck statue in a heartbeat. I'm looking at the chat now. Chose primary to win before the event. That is an oof. Team primary in some trouble. There are 16 teams in the league. 5 marbles on that team, on each team. 79 out of the 80 marbles have run. The lone marble is Arip on team primary. Not sure what's going on there. Not sure what secondary is thinking about. So, a lot to talk about. Let's just get into this one. I do not know where Raldo is. Um, it's easy. Like, this is the easiest you can get. Somewhere along the track, no fear of heights. Don't know where Raldo went off to. How did everyone feel about this event? The consensus that I've seen, the early consensus, is really good event, very bad camera angles. And I agree with that. They used a lot of the head-on angles, so you don't know who's crossing the line when. Um, even that camera angle. This is the best angle. Really in the whole bunch. I really like this event. I like the change to the Marbula 1 track. I think the 2020 used the 5-meter dash track. So taking rid of those lanes, you get a lot more pushing and shoving early on, literally right out of the gate. I'm gonna up my quality. What are we looking at? 320. There we go. Can actually see some shapes. Yeah, this camera angle does nothing. That camera angle does everything. So are the Green Ducks dead? Is this the host curse? Because they've had 3 medals. They've had 3 silvers. And that doesn't happen with a host curse. But how many 16th place finishes have they had? Let's go. We're gonna go check these receipts really quick. Because 3 podium finishes does not a host curse make. I think I used that phrase correctly. I usually don't speak old-timey. But that's the definition of pretty good is you get on the podium in an event. They've done that 3 times this season. But the 16th place finishes, and really the finishes outside of getting on the podium, just like Team Galactic, right? When you're on the podium, you're on the podium. But when you're not on the podium, you're not even in the top 8. So the finishes that have not been the silvers have been very, very poor for the Green Ducks. And it really does not look good for the Green Ducks. That being said, I do not consider this to be the host curse, even though that would be all right for my bingo card. There's also a firing today, but it wasn't a coach. They said that the Midnight Wisps fired their technical director. We do not know the name of said technical director. I don't think that was a coach. Whoever they fired worked wonders because they got 4th, and had they gotten a medal, would have done wonders for the bingo card. So that being said, not a whole lot of improvement for that. We will get to that. But in this Marble League, the Green Ducks have taken 2nd place 3 times, but 16th place 3 times. They have a 6. Let me bring this over. There we are. Here we are. So we got the silvers in domino bowling, funnel endurance 5 meter. You got 16th in climbing, 16th in the 5 meter relay. That was awful. I think they were the only team to finish in 9 seconds, to actually be that slow. And then you have 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay, another 7. So 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Those are not good finishes. All things. Well, 6 is pretty alright. But you want double-digit points at the very least. And that is not happening. So, this is event 13. Green Ducks are at what? Like, actually, well, we can just skip to the end right now, talking about the Green Ducks. Green Ducks are at 115. So you take away 16. That's 55 points in 10 events. That's not good. That is not good at all. And if you think about how the Balls of Chaos are doing en route to the worst finish ever, they are at 56 points currently, because they have 20 points in one event, but 36 points in 12 events. So they're averaging 3 points per event outside that outlier. And now let's compare this. Let us compare this, shall we, to my predictions for this event. Is it possible to undo this blur? No, I'll find that. Because as much as a jinx I am in these predictions, I predicted this one very well. However, I did have the Green Ducks winning this event, and they finished 16th. So take that as you will. Green Ducks faded. Oh, look at this absolute unit with the bumblebees. Bumblebee's happy with that performance. So everything that had to happen for the Shining Swarm to challenge the podium almost happened. You needed the Speeders to do bad, Team Galactic to do bad, Pinky's bad. This is Galactic. Midnight Wisps, of course, they went on the run. Midnight Wisps with the upset in this round. You take the third fastest for the team. So it's not about who's winning. It has to be your third place finisher finishes faster than their third place finisher. I always think those are interesting. Not a lot of other sports do something like that. Take the third fastest. Of course, O-Rangers team Gliding Glaciers rather knew it was going to be an easy dub. That being said, still sweating bullets because, oh boy, the O-Rangers needed that one. Gliding Glaciers really needed that one too, but can only be one. Glad it was the O-Rangers as a filthy biased O-Rangers fan. And look at that pushing and shoving. Like I said, Lot of pushing and shoving. Team primary, Crazy Cat's Eyes, of course. Red Eye would make the final push right there. Beautiful movement. Boxing out two of these. Boxing out two of these as we hit the frame by frame. That is why you gotta pay attention to those third marbles, because like, okay, Blue Eye, easy dub, GG, no re. No, it's gotta be whoever's coming in third. You could have someone blaze past everyone, but then the entire team for the opposing squad comes across, and then no bueno if you're that team. But this movement for Red Eye, because you have the two fastest for Team Primary being faster than the second marble for Crazy Cat's Eyes, that you think, okay, Primary's got this locked in. But no, here comes Red Eye. All that movement, cutting off the back two marbles for Team Primary. And that's something that we didn't get in 2020 with the track portion of the Aquathlon, still don't know how to pronounce it. Greg Woods did say Aquathlon. Maybe that's an Iowa thing, just a regional Midwest dialect. I think Aquathlon is a better way than what I've been attempting. And then Shining Swarm. This was the run that the Shining Swarm needed. Of course, Crazy Cat's Eyes couldn't get it done. Minty Maniacs got it done in a huge way. We had to become Minty Maniacs fans, unfortunately, to put everything away for these teams to get another stab at it. Instead of two teams running away with everything, now the field's looking a lot more even. Oh, yeah, look at that pushing and shoving. Yeah, that good contact going into the water portion. Chocolatiers also had an all-right run. And of course, very close. Lot of close finishes. Lot of photo finishes. That camera angle, these judges getting all sorts of paid doing these booth reviews when you're talking about 300ths of a second, 500ths of a second. Yeah, Greg mentioned the duck. Did mention that Greg mentioned the duck. And yes, Tholon is a very weird syllable. And Speeders. Razzies, hope the Razzies could get it done. But it's Savage Speeders in a speed event. How could you not? Oh, look at that. Dead even between the third marble for Raspberry Racers and the last marble for Savage Speeders. Raspberry Racers third marble across, tying with the fourth marble across for the Speeders. Who would have thought that a speed team would be great in a speed event? Speeders and Bumblebees, the only hiccups on the bracket. Of course, I did have the Green Ducks winning this whole event, which is the biggest hiccup in and of itself. And then Minty Maniacs got it done. I was screaming at this because I want the Pinkies to fail, although I did say last stream that I would be all right if they won it all. No, I'm rooting for their failure. I am rooting for Pinky's failure more than Minty Maniac's success. because I know that the only thing the Minty Maniacs needed to do in this event was beat the Pinkies. They didn't have to win because they weren't gonna win. This is the Minty Maniacs we're talking about. All they had to do was beat the Pinkies. They did it. All Midnight Wisps had to do was beat Team Galactic. And of course, if they won a medal, that would help for my bingo card. But you can't always get what you want. But Team Galactic finishing 9th. Pinkies finishing 12th. I think the Minty Maniacs finished 12th, or they were 12th coming into this, I think is what Greg Wood said. And then Green Ducks, not calling it the host curse because they have the 3 silver medal finishes, but the 3/16, that's just a you suck. They ain't no curse. They just stink. They were all hot in 2019. They couldn't get it together in the years following. Are the Speeders my favorite team? No. No. I am a disgusting O-Rangers fan. A filthy, biased O-Rangers fan. Not even quite possibly. I am the most biased O-Rangers fan. Because they are my team and I love them to death. They haven't been hot this year, but this was an event they needed and they got it, and I was so relieved. I was standing. I stood up, flapped my arms wildly. This is not an exaggeration. This is literally what happened in that gold medal run. I do bleed orange. Oh, put your O's in chat, everybody. O's in chat. Oh yeah, so this is where the Greg mentions the duck. If I remember, I actually don't remember what button to unmute. Okay, there we go. I do remember.
Watch very closely. If they're not looking at that duck, of course.
Yeah, be kind, rewind. Here we go.
Technical directors that watch very closely.
Oh. Okay, so that's talking about the firing.
That also gets back at the idea that these were heats. What have you learned from the heats into the finals? Especially after studying some of these other teams. Sometimes you'll have team managers and technical directors that watch very closely. If they're not looking at that duck, of course.
If they're not looking at the duck, of course. Is that why Midnight Wisps fired their technical director? What was the technical director for the Midnight Wisps distracted by that duck? Did the duck cost somebody their job? Big if true. This is just speculation. This is just hearsay. This is knee-jerk reactions. This is a big hearsay show. But did the duck cost someone their job? That is amazing. Only in 2022. Hey, only in 2022. This year is unlike any other year we have seen, and we are forever thankful for the Marble Gods, truly, for making this the craziest year ever, and for Yella and all the folks who actually work to make these events happen and this channel happen. I am not involved with any of this production yet. Hey, if you looking for someone else, yellow marble runs, hit me up. Slide into my DMs with a job offer. But I am just a fan who fanboys over all this stuff, and the everything that has been going into this year is phenomenal. uh, I don't think it is possible to give enough thank yous to the crew that is actually working on all these events. Um, but this is an amazing channel, amazing community. Um, yeah, was someone getting fired on the bingo card? And this is where it gets a little iffy, because I do say coach very, very explicitly that a coach gets fired. I did really set myself up for failure with this bingo card. I made this bingo card a lot harder for me than I oughta. Because Greg Woods, it took Greg Woods like 7 events to say penultimate. That got me sweating. Team Galactic, still, we still got some time for Team Galactic to finish 5th in an event. They finished 9th. And then every single team podiuming, every team making it on the podium. Midnight Wisps teased me with that. I knew the Chocolatiers weren't gonna do it, but the Midnight Wisps were very close. We're talking Oceanics 2019 elimination race, and we are going to put a pin in that elimination race. So I am not going to cross out that, unfortunately. There is still time. Technical director counts as a coach. It is not a head coach, and I definitely did not specify head coach. Damn it, a coach. Close enough. Who gives a damn? Any member of the coaching staff is a coach, says Tim Ritz. And if we go back to the starting board, logos by Tim Ritz, that is that same Tim Ritz telling me that a coach is a coach. That is an opinion that I will uphold, because I definitely take everyone's opinions. Hey, I take opinions into consideration of everyone. Unless you say that the Speeders are best team, then I don't care about anything else you gotta say. But Tim Ritz is definitely on this crew. So if he says I'm breaking out a paintbrush, I'm breaking out that paintbrush. Going to green. Going to 200. 325 too big. There we go. Oh, needs. That's right. I need marker with nope, wrong. That's the opacity of the layer and not of the marker. Yeah, there we go. I want hardness, force, opacity right there. Boom. We're moving up in the world. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, well, maybe not this one, but it's happening. What? So, I think it was Yellum or Yellup for the swing. Are we counting that? Was that mentioned that they went to the medical tech, got checked out? I guess. I guess. There is still time. There is still time. I am going back on it. There is still time for the Green Ducks, especially with this 16th place finish that we saw with them. There is still time for them to have more 16th place finishes, slide down all the way to the basement while carrying 3 silvers, just like what the Balls of Chaos are doing. It could happen. Oh, and Twitter. Let me check this. Because this is news to me. I want to... Was it Mellow Yellow Twitter? Or was it the Marble League Twitter? I need to know. This is important stuff. This is important stuff. Swing wave. Oh, well, they did say speedy recovery. Hoping for a speedy recovery. Yeah, not in the video. All right, so we can say that's proof enough for me. Boom. Yeah, that's an injury. All right, we up in the world. Okay, so host curse in full effect. If the Green Ducks just completely tank, then we could call that in full effect, because we're talking about, 3 silvers is pretty good, but 3 16th place finish is definitely not good. And if they finish out the year 4 straight, I think that'd be pretty solid to say if it is in full effect. Yeah. All right, so getting back into this. Did we get by all the heats? We definitely did. We did not. We stopped right here talking about the duck. Green Duck still got no 3rd place curse. I don't know, man. Remains to be seen. Same with the Midnight Wisps getting a podium whenever you want to, Wisps. You got 3 more times. Keep in mind, last year, Minty Maniacs did not get a medal until the very last event. So anything could happen, can happen, should happen. And then O Rangers wire to wire with this one. I need this framed. This is beautiful. Just boxing out Blue Eye. Like, never in question, except for this camera angle, which makes you question everything. But right there, easy win. This is probably the was this the biggest lead? Yeah, I think O Rangers got 0.26 over the Cat's Eyes, and I think that was the same thing that the Speeders got over the Raspberry Racers, which was the best thing for them. Yeah, anything is possible. Kevin Garnett. Sorry, I knew that didn't sound right. We're talking about marble sports. You're bringing up human sports. Got me all confuzzled. Plus, I'm a Lakers fan anyway. No, I'm not actually a Lakers fan. Still a Sonics fan. Not a Thunder fan, but a Sonics fan. So, the Raldo clue makes me think he's gonna be like right there. No fear of heights, close to the track. Shining Swarm could be that team. There is a very real chance, especially after this event. Shining Swarm might be your 2022 Marvel League champions. Could be. If they win out, Minty's Galactic Speeders lose out, then that's the podium for you. That's the championship for you. They were in contention last year, and they're having a way better year this year. I could definitely see that happening going into event 16, but look at this. These finishes have been the closest we've seen of any race. And I just absolutely love it. It's absolutely nail-biting. Yeah, Chocolatiers also medalist. 900th of a second away from moving to the semifinals. That definitely hurts. And then Minty's Speeders, what are you going to do? Yeah, that is right. Because it's a team named Speed, and you're the Minty Maniacs. It's not what happens. First 8 events sucked for Swarm except Golden Funnels. And they had a solid run in here. O-Rangers and Midnight Wisps, again, just like Speeders and Minty Maniacs. All the O-Rangers had to do, bare minimum, easy dub, GG no re. Although, it would have helped. If the Midnight Wisps won that, then that is a shoe-in to at least get a medal. Midnight Wisps going to the 3rd place round then gives you the toss-up. Could be 3rd, could be 4th. Ends up 4th. That's no fun for my bingo card in terms of that square. Of course, we have been filling out some of these squares, so anything can happen. 3 events left. Not a lot of time. But if you're the Chocolatiers and Midnight Wisps, you're really just trying to save face right now. And then someone in the Discord mentioned that, yeah, Shining Swarm got rid of the Speeders for the O-Rangers. Most definitely that was the case. You think the Speeders lost on purpose? They wouldn't lose on purpose. Why would they ever tank on purpose to miss out on a chance to go head-to-head with the O-Rangers? Speeders and O-Rangers rivalry is probably the best in not just marble sports, but in any sport. Because they have the best head-to-head matchups, head-to-head storylines. Oh, my goodness. 0.64. No, this is the worst. This is the worst beating. Speeders, Midnight Wisps, sad. Wisps went on that run. I need 2 more wins. Or even a win and a loss, or a loss and a win. Really, just 1 more win. to get a medal. And not only do you not win and win, not only do you not lose and then win, or win and then lose, you lose and then lose by a half a second. The worst time gap of this event. Speeders with that clinic. Of course, they couldn't put that clinic against the speeders, or the swarm. Sorry, too many SS teams. But the speeders still get out of there with the bronze. That helps their standings, definitely. And then Rangers, absolute money. And of course, they use the head-on camera angle, which doesn't tell you any information. 0.57 clear. All three team members for the Rangers beat the first marble for the Shining Swimmer across the line. Embarrassing. That is embarrassing with emphasis on the wrong syllable. But Rangers loving it. Loving the gold. And this helps a whole bunch of standings. If you are not the Balls of Chaos, because they are still a hindrance on my fantasy. So let's crunch these numbers. Of course, they have Razzies times 3. I have O's times 2. With the speeders, Midnight Whiz, Balls of Chaos. Balls of Chaos are done for. That is some tank city. They are winning / losing the tank bowl. They are definitely the worst team with a silver. They are like the 2020 Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe. Because the Jacksonville Jaguars, terrible team. They were a terrible team. They make it to the AFC Championship out of nowhere. And then they're like, dang, this is a turnaround team. They're going to be good for years to come. And then they immediately fall into the basement. They go into week 1, and I believe it was against the Tennessee Titans, who also just went to the AFC Championship game. And beat the Titans. And you're like, yo, this is going to be a solid year. This is going to be a solid year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 1-0. And then they lose 20 straight games. They finish that year 1-15 with a 15-game losing streak. And then the next year, they have a 5-game losing streak. That is the Balls of Chaos. They get silver first event, and then it's like, hey, Balls of Chaos doing good, and then nowhere. 3 points per event following a silver run. Yeah, Jaguars got a reality check Sunday. Sheesh. Detroit Lions stink. And they put 40 on the Jaguars. What does that say about the Jaguars? What does it say about the Balls of Chaos? Alright, so Razzies with 5 points, giving me 15. Rangers with 25, giving me 75, which eclipses any other finish I've had this year. I had some totals that were in the 60s, in the 50s. There was one in the 40s. That was the worst ever. But 75 points for the Rangers, for me. Looking pretty all right. Speeders giving me another 15. Wisps giving me 12 balls of chaos. We don't talk about the balls of chaos. So, what have we here? 105 points just between those three teams, giving me 119 points to my fantasy, which by every stretch of the imagination is dead because I have Midnight Wisps Balls of Chaos bogging me down. But goodness gracious, oh Rangers, today was a good day. And it Shining Swarm moving on up with that silver, although 5 points extra would be nice. Speeders over the Wisps and over a lot of these teams. That definitely helps their chances of getting a third title. Gag. Boo Speeders. Boo Speeders. Sorry, I did not do the math right. They gave me 50. Got too excited. I did crunch the math wrong on that. Because I had the O-Rangers times 2. So that is not 105 for those teams. That is 80. So instead of 119, that is 94. Sad day. Thought I got the 100 mark. Jumped the gun on that one. Got too excited about the O-Rangers. Forgot about math for a second. I did fail a bunch of... Actually, wasn't that bad at math. Just forgot where I put the O's. I did put the O-Rangers number 1 last year. This year I have them as the times 2 multiplier. 94, not 105 and 115, whatever I said. 119. That was my B. But O-Rangers still on top. Still having a good time. Standings. Completely different story than what it was last week. So glad that I said everything was gonna happen the way it was gonna happen. I do not have the bracket up. I do have it blur. I wonder if it's possible to unblur this. Maybe? Nope. I can just blur it some more. Well, this was the thumbnail. I can just hit Control Z until we get something. Peep the streetwear typeface. That is the O-Rangers font. That is the O-Rangers font. Because I am a filthy biased, in fact, the most biased O-Rangers fan. I was hitting Control Z while not in GIMP, so I hope I didn't hit Control Z over anything important. Or maybe... there we go. Oh yeah, I filled in the gaps. Or not, I'ma just go to wherever I hid that. I am going to hit the standby because there might be some things that I don't want people to see. Not in any bad way, just in Oh, I don't want people to see. Yeah, God, I'm opening this up in GIMP. All right, we back in it. Yeah, so I did have the Ducks over the Bumblebees. I did have the Ducks then win this event. Not only did that not happen, not only did the Ducks not take first, they took last. So, let's just get a red strike through. Let's give me. Sad. Oh, that is size. I want opacity. That is still size. That is sad. That is a bracket buster. Yeah. When March Madness happens, don't rely on me for anything. I jinxed the Ducks. Sorry, Ducks. Hey. Sorry, Ducks. Just don't let me make any predictions about this showdown now. Part 2 is coming up. Don't let me say anything about any team. Got the Rangers over Glaciers. Got the Cat's Eyes over Team Primary. Got Swarm over Mellow Yellow. Chocolatiers over Balls of Chaos. Savage Speeders did beat the Raspberry Racers, who I did say was going to take silver. Sorry, Raspberries. Sorry. But I did have the Minty Maniacs beat the Pinkies. So, other than everything, pretty alright. Other than the glaring flaws in my predictions, the absolute jinxes that I put on these teams did pretty good. That being said, as the saying goes, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. So that was not a good prediction on my part. Sorry, Raspberry Racers and Green Ducks, for jinxing you. I just thought you'd be better than you performed. Yeah, lead cube standings. Where are the lead cube standings? Where do I find these? Who actually is in the running? Oh, lead cube award. That is actually in the standing. When you type in lead cube, Google autofill, 4th selection down, is lead cube award. So Marble League moving up. JMR Wiki. All right, let's discover Lead Cube Award 2022. Where we at? Oh, geez. So this is the anti-podium. So if you get 16th, that's lead. 15th is tin. And then 14th is zinc. So you get 3 points. Oh, 4th from last still getting. So it is 16th, 13th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th. Nice. So you don't get any medal, but you still get some points towards this. Oh, Rangers only 1 point. Speeders. Boo. Boo, Speeders. Balls of Chaos leading the way. Of course, this has not been updated. Green Ducks definitely moving on up there. How about this? If the Green Ducks win Lead Cube, then that's the host curse. Deal? Because there really hasn't been a solid definition. They have 3 medals, which if you're a cursed team, you don't get 3 silvers. But if you're a winning team, you don't get 3 16th place finishes. So you add 1 to that tally, that's a different story now. There we go. Host curse in full effect, meaning if the Green Ducks win Lead Cube, that is the host curse. Took a little cracker break. Make sure y'all eat food, stay hydrated. These streams are only getting longer as there's more to talk about because these next events have championship implications. All of the chip bags have crumbs. There's no like sizable chips, so I just am downing a sleeve of Ritz crackers right now. Not the quietest food to eat on a live stream, I will admit. All right. Where are we at my minutes? Talked about Greg talking about the duck. Talking about the Ducks choking. How my predictions jinxed them. Talking about the Pinkies and Galactic choking. Talking about talking about my bingo. Talking about the Wisps. Have not talked about Team Primary, the Chocolatiers. Mentioned that the Chocolatiers cannot win, or they still have yet to win or medal in an event. But now they are ineligible to win the league. If they win out, a bunch of everyone needs to lose out for them to be on the podium. But if they lose out, different story. 6 points. Midnight Wisp jumping to 15th. I think Balls of Chaos are definitely done. They are solidly done. With the medal. That's 20 points in one event. That's 36 points in 12 events. That's 3 points per event. That is averaging 12th. All they need to do is keep finishing 12th. And that could really happen when talking about the Balls of Chaos. Because they just are that team. They have some RI finishes. But here they are in the basement. Pinky's choking? This was... we can, record scratch freeze frame. Let me hit these buttons. Where does 9 take me? Okay, 9 takes me too far. And then 1 doesn't take me soon enough. So these are the standings before. You got 20 points behind from first and third, and 18 points separating third and fourth, with just 1 point separating first, second, and third. We knew that wasn't going to last long. So it's 19, 20-ish points, about 20 points between first and second, about 20 points between third and fourth, but just 7 points separating fourth through eighth. So these final standings after, well, not final, these post event 13 standings. Why do you got to do this? You're an O Rangers fan, so you remember what happened the last time the Speeders were in second with 3 events left. At the Aquathlon, no less. Aquathlon. 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 It definitely should have been a quackthalon. Oh, what is that kind of syllable called? It's the best name. A syllable that changes pronunciation in the middle of it. It is the best. It's the best name, and I keep forgetting. This is gonna bother me because I really need to see. I really need to say this word. It popped up one of the times that I looked it up, but now I'm not finding anything on it. It'll get dumped in the chat. But Thalon, definitely a weird word to say. Definitely an embarrassing event to lose the Oceanics to. Lose to the Oceanics in, rather. But no Oceanics, no Speeders to worry about up in that final. O-Rangers steal the victory. And yeah, diphthong. 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 There we go. Thank you. Best word. A syllable that changes pronunciation in the middle of it. So, full is one syllable. You go th, and then ul. Diphthong. And once you notice it once, you just notice it everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, so Aquathlon, the diphthong event. If you remember 2020, O-Rangers choking to the Oceanics. Did the Speeders win that one? They might have been one of the top teams, if not. But that was the beginning of the end for the O-Rangers. Is this going to be the beginning of the end for the Pinkies choking away a top spot? O-Rangers choked away the top spot, started choking away the top spot after Aquathlon in 2020 to the Savage Speeders. And here we are looking like the same might be true this year. But are the Pinkies going to choke away the podium? Could you imagine that? I could definitely imagine that. I mean, name a team that has won 6 medals in the Marble League and missed the final podium. Someone needs to put the team in the chat. What team was it that won 6 medals and missed the final podium in a Marble League? My memory is a bit hazy right now. So the gaps were enormous between teams, between these standings. Where are we at now? It was 19 points between first and second heading into this event. It is now just 9. It was 1 point between second and third because speeders get that nice W, that nice bronze finish in this event. Team Galactic in the bottom of the basement becomes a 7-point difference, and then Swarm just 6 points back. Just 6 points back with the medal. Man, if you see that, imagine if the Swarm won it. That would have been 1 point back. That would have been very big. That would have been an insane storyline, but they still get the silver. 2 points separating the O-Rangers from Shining Swarm, getting that nice gold finish. A lot of moving. I said there's going to be a lot of movement in these mid-pack teams. Definitely right. Definitely right. So, someone put the math in the chat that if the Balls of Chaos win out 3 straight golds, 75 points, that's good for 131 points, which is good for 6th. So, this graphic just has who cannot win. I think it should be updated to you can't even podium. Let's do it with 64 you win out. That's 139. That's good for a tie break because Shining Swarm still would have more medals than Midnight Wisps. So Midnight Wisps and Balls of Chaos are out of podium contention now. How about Chocolatiers now? That's 156. So they can still podium. There's going to be more hell than high water with that. But they definitely solidly cannot win. That math checks out. Same goes for Team Primary. Just wasn't their year. Hey, better luck next year. Big skill issue for those teams, says the Solar Flares. Very ripe comment coming from the Solar Flares. Are the Balls of Chaos going to finish worse than the 2019 Oceanics? I hope so. Hey, hope so. I'm rooting for that more than anything. But oh boy, the top of these standings. It used to be a 40-ish difference between Pinkies and O-Rangers. Now it is... I cannot do math right now. 160 to 140 is 20, so 24 points. That is manageable. That is doable. That is an event. 1 more gold, 1 more pinkies, 0. That is up there. That is in podium contention. For sure. That is in championship contention. So, you know, It was a 45-point difference between 1st and 16th after 2 events. Now, even some of these mid-pack teams, I mean, like, the top 8 was definitely looking good, but now even, like, Mellow Yellow, if you win out 3 events, that could happen. It might not, it is probably not going to happen, but if you're in the top 8, you are definitely sitting prettier than how you were after Saturday. So going into this home stretch is anything can happen. You thought that Pinky's Team Galactic were running away with this, but now these standings are tightening up like never before. Just 9 points between 1st and 2nd, 7 points between 2nd and 3rd, 6 points between 4th and 3rd, and 2 points between 5th and 4th. And let's just keep doing the math. Now we get a steeper drop. 12 points between 6th and 5th. So anything could happen. And 50 points, 2 gold medals for the Crazy Cat Size. I'd say that's the cutoff. Crazy Cat Size sit a bit prettier than the Glaciers and Mellow than the Maniacs. For championship contention, podium contention, name of the game is just win. But if you are in these top 5, all eyes are on you. Because the top 5, one of those 5 teams will be your champion. And I'm hoping it's the O Rangers. Knocking on all the wood. Swarm winning it this year, I'd be all right with that. Swarm run the table. Swarm, Galactic, O Rangers. Why not? That's the final podium. That's what I'm going to say. I'm sorry for all those teams that just jinxed you. Gliding Glaciers, Raspberry Race is going to run the table instead. God, could you imagine if the Speeders win their 3rd league? It's not going to happen. Can't happen. So, 3 events in the Marble League with Showdown Part 2. And I did predict this schedule correct. So, kudos to me, round of applause for me. One of my predictions did come true. Of course, it is a prediction that doesn't mean a whole lot. It is just scheduling. We just did the Aquathlon. Next, this upcoming Sunday, we got Sand Rally. Next Wednesday, we got Collision. Hopefully no fidget spinners. Definitely going to be group stages. That's where O Rangers choked 2020, because that was event 15. Didn't make it out their group stage. Got swept. 0-4 in the group stage. Speeders go on and win the whole shebang. That overtakes them in the standings. They do just enough to beat them in Marathon. Pain. So we got Collision next Wednesday. Saturday the 17th. Showdown Part 2. We get to see who's going to be in the 2023 Showdown. It's probably going to be T-Momo. And then this Phenomenal season. Exciting, absolutely extravagant season ends Wednesday, December 21st with what? Elimination race. Elimination race as the final event. We got. Oy. I made my thing full screen. Couldn't see nothing. We got so spoiled, so numb to multi-lap races as the final event that we forgot that any other event could be a final. 2016 it was hurdles. 2018 was a 5-meter sand dash. This year we get the elimination race. This is going to be the best elimination race ever because you are going to see 5 teams, 8 teams with contention, with the possibility of winning their championship, and a first championship for a lot of these teams. They could win the 2022 Marble League. And you will see slowly and surely, if you are the Pinkies, if you are Team Galactic, and you are the first team eliminated, it's over for you. If you take 16, 15, 14, and you are in contention, you're no longer in contention. If you win, you control your own destiny. But if you get knocked out early, you have to pray that other teams will play spoiler and that the teams behind you don't finish way above you and get on the podium in that event, get on the final podium to dash your record. Because if you get out immediately, first, second, third round, you're no longer controlling your own destiny if you're a top team trying to win this championship. This is going to be an insane elimination race. And here's hoping that the championship doesn't get decided after like round 8. That all these teams in contention go out early, which means that it's already decided before there's even someone on the podium. This is going to be insane. It is going to be iconic, an instant classic. This is the one. More than any other race, more than Marble Cross, more than a marathon, more than a sand rally, this is going to be the one where we are going to have a photo finish decide the championship. Because whoever gets eliminated one by one, round by round, that is going to have a huge bearing on a final championship standing, on a final championship podium than any multi-lap race could do. I really, really love this decision. It is the only way a crazy year like this could end, with even more craziness. I am hoping that the elimination rounds only go down to 4. That is what happened with 2019, if you recall. 2019, You had the Oceanics with the host curse going nowhere. Finally make it to the final round. Top 4. Only the top 3 can win a medal. And what do? They took 4th. I really hope that it goes all the way down to just the 4 for the final round instead of going down to the last 2, which is what happened last year. Thunderbolts made it out of the round of 4, which guaranteed them a medal. Because that was event 13. They had gotten 12 events without a medal. And now they're in the showdown. Alright, we got so many predictions coming down already for that one. Shiny gonna lift the trophy above their head as a Shining Swarm. Win the Marble League ahead of the Speeders, Pinkies in 3rd. That's a solid. That's a solid prediction. Yeah, that was a maze, not a race. Still an elimination style. That is fair. The elimination maze made it so if you didn't finish, you still got points for the zone that you got stuck in. So I guess that is a different type of race. But it's going to be an insane race either way. Pinky Depression eliminated first round. I like that the spread is so broad. All the doors are slammed at roughly the same time unless they're in the basement. Elimination race has given me a head-to-head down to the wire battle to the death between Speeders and our Rangers for the title. I'd love it. I'd love it. Give me it. Give me it. All right. Holy crap, what a year. What a year this has been. Sand Rally. I remember the Pinkies in the dirt race. That was also 2019. Speeders, Racers, and Ducks were thick in the mix. Everyone else was getting DNF'd. And then Pinky Toe put the team on their back. Streak down that track. Zooming down that course. Past everybody. Battle with the Speeders all the way to the line. Get off me, he says to Tracy Porter. Crosses the line. I think that was the last gold they got until now. Because they missed 2020 and 2021. So these golds that they have been getting this year, the last gold they got was that race. So Sand Rally, anything could happen. And if not gonna happen, but if the Pinkies win Sand Rally, it is not gonna clinch the championship for them. Might clinch them the podium, but just barely. Probably won't even clinch them the podium. Oh, man. Anything's gonna happen. Not a lot of time. And for couple of teams, doors slam shut. But for most of these teams, the dream is alive. It is incredible. This is absolutely incredible what is happening now. I believe the Sand Rally is going to be 2 heats of 8, taking the top 4 teams Or it could just be a 16 team kibosh. And if you win, you win. If you don't, you won't. Swarm have a better medal rate in the collision event than the speeders do. Oh, yeah. I mean, 2017 fidget spinner collision. Definitely got that win. The iconic moment. Momo getting hurt. Shining Swarm win that event. Do the little dance on the fidget spinners. And, we got some schedule changes in terms of timing. Don't know why that happened. So, local time for me, it is still at 11 a.m., except for the collision, which is at 10 a.m., and the showdown, also at 10 a.m. And of course, I am not going to be streaming immediately after the Sand Rally. I will be screaming a bunch, just not into this microphone during this live stream. So I will catch you all Monday to talk about the Sand Rally, talk about the more teams that are in the hunt, talk about the more teams that are out of championship contention, and then the teams who are out of podium contention. So just stay on the edge of your seat for the final 3 events and the final half of the showdown. If you have a team in the showdown, in the bottom 4 currently in the showdown, pray that they can get out of the showdown. Cobalts, no relegation the past 2 years. Strongest team. Only team to repeat a title in a tournament. Not the best tournament to repeat, but a repeat nonetheless. Now when standing is on the line, and you don't want to be in the bottom 4, they are the bottomest of the 4. Whole lot to talk about when all those events happen. It has been an hour and a half. And I got through all my minutes. And now we are looking forward to the Sand Rally, to Collision, and to the Showdown, where it all comes together on the solstice, December 21st. Oh boy. Anything can happen. And I am going to be screaming into this microphone for whatever happens in these last 4 videos, in these last 3 events of the Marble League main season. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back here Monday at noon to talk about the Sand Rally. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and as always, Waluigi's gonna... I cut myself off. I cut the mic off accidentally. As always, Waluigi is going to lead us off. Take care. Goodbye.